Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, I think we're going to have a good time with this fun commentary topic to touch on. And we got the next generation consoles coming up. And of course, yeah, I know I have a gaming PC, but however, it's better to go multi-platform. I stress this a lot. It's more better to go multi-platform anyway. Now let's roll on with the topic. Alright, now which next generation console? PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X? Which console is of my most interest? Really, to be honest with you here, ladies and gentlemen, Xbox Series X. I would rather get the Xbox Series X. Yes, I know there's Xbox Series S, but I'd rather get Xbox Series X. Alright. However, here's the thing. Why not PlayStation 5? What about Final Fantasy 16? We'll talk about that later. But here's the thing. And you own a PlayStation 4. Okay, no, hold on. Let me get to the point. Sony dropped the ball and went on its path to self-destruction. Okay? We have Sony's international content policy that was stupidly strict on mature themes on games worldwide, despite the age ratings saying so. Alright, the game's already rated for mature audiences, or there's a warning on the ESRB, oh, there's going to be mature themes. Nope, it didn't matter. We can't have that go on. Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. And they decided to be basically, oh yeah, we had to do it for live streaming and Me Too. Yeah, and if you have seen one of my previous videos, you know how ridiculous of that kind of logic that was behind that decision. Let's be honest here. And however, you have PlayStation 5 not being backwards compatible for PlayStations 1 to 3. And not all PlayStation 4 games are not going to run on the PlayStation 5, unfortunately. However, with Xbox, if you can run the game on an Xbox One... Sorry about that. If you can run the game on an Xbox One, you will run it on an Xbox Series X or S. That means Xbox 360, and Xbox One games that ran on Xbox One, except for Kinect, of course. Then again, no one will miss Kinect. And really, to be honest with you here, people who have a Kinect more rather uses it for motion capture solutions for their PC. And really, to be honest with you here, the Kinect, when it came out, it just ended up ironically just get more utilized in the motion capture thing amongst indie animators or indie devs. So yeah, it was just nothing more but utilized in like one of the many budget motion capture solutions. Let's just say at that. Anyway, everyone is going crazy over Xbox Game Pass, and with the shit ton of games you do get with Xbox Game Pass, you would go crazy over that shit. Of course. Now we can talk about the PlayStation exclusives. Of course, there's PlayStation exclusives. However, Ghost of Tsushima had to save the PS4's ass. After that train wreck, that was The Last of Us Part 2. And boy, it was a hell of a train wreck. And all of the shit show presentations, I know Xbox was guilty for that, but not as guilty as Sony. Sony did that shit worse. Sony was the worst offender of that one, definitely. However, you think Final Fantasy 16 and Demon's Souls Remake is going to catch my interest towards a PlayStation 5? Yeah. You look at the list of titles shown on the Future of Gaming presentation. Most of them were bound to be rated E to T. Played safe kind of T for teen. Okay? Have all of that powerful hardware, and there is a possibility that Sony might want the PlayStation 5 to be the family console. And if that is the case, it's going to be a similar story to the Wii U. Alright? And after all that bullshit that Sony pulled, fuck no. I'd rather be on Xbox Series X. Now, that doesn't mean you can just rush out and pre-order a next-generation console to pick up at launch. Yeah, not a good idea. I more rather would wait longer so that most of all of the issues that could come up are aired out. However, for now, I'm just going to go the retro gamer route with Xbox and just get into Xbox game collecting. I did end up getting me an Xbox 360. I'll talk about that in another video. But hey, I got an Xbox 360 that will not red ring at all, which is great. It finally feels good that I can play Dead or Alive 4 and Dead or Alive Extreme 2. It also feels good that I got all the outfits unlocked for Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate and Dead or Alive 3 again. Alright, and it's great to know that Xbox Series X and S will run Soul Calibur 1 and 2 HD and Soul Calibur 6. And also good to know that you can play Tekken 6, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, and Tekken 7 on the Xbox Series. I mean, hell, Microsoft brought Phantasy Star Online 2 West. I mean, why was it that we saw the game on North American Xbox Ones and Windows 10 PCs? Why? Because Microsoft. And the same will be said for New Genesis. I mean, oh well, like, too bad for Sony, man. Maybe think more about your consumers before you make decisions on backwards compatibility. Maybe think more about your consumers before you decide to implement a stupidly strict worldwide content policy. And if Sony did that and was like, okay, you know what, let's not go really, really strict. The games are going to be rated M for mature anyway. And really, to be honest with you, it's best if we offer backwards compatibility for all PlayStation games on the PlayStation 4 and bust our ass and get PlayStation 1 to 3 games working on our PlayStation 5. Absolutely. If Sony did that, we would know for a fact that Sony's PlayStation would be, quote-unquote, for the players, or so they claim. But the players are just like, look, we're going to be looking elsewhere. And I wonder why. And, oh well, I guess we might as well just consider picking the Xbox Series X. Now, keep in mind, I've been with PlayStation. I did get a hold of a PlayStation 1. I've been playing on PlayStation 2 a lot. And then I ended up getting a PlayStation 3. And then I ended up getting a PlayStation 4. And then I even got a PlayStation 4 Pro for PlayStation VR. And then out of the blue, and like I said, out of the blue, Sony decided to pull this strict international content policy. And I'm like, whoa. Nope. Yeah. I'm like, don't consider me on PlayStation 5. Really, to be honest with you here, with Xbox, I'm more happy playing Radiant Silvergun. And hell yeah, the fact that I know for a fact that I can play Radiant Silvergun on a Series X definitely is just, you know what, I'll just go for a Series X. By the way, I know a lot of the PlayStation exclusives end up showing up on Steam later. And here's the thing. Mainstream PlayStation 4 exclusives, that's a rare case. But for, like, niche games that are, like, exclusively found on PlayStation 4, they just end up later. They just end up showing up on Steam. They end up with a PC port. Well, a lot of console-exclusive games, especially Xbox, does show up on PC via Steam. Unless we're talking about the PC port showing up on Epic Game Store, and people are like, fuck no, guess I would rather get the console version. I remember back then where the PC port would go horribly wrong, which is why people would just flock to the console version. But, however, as time progresses, everybody's like getting the hang of PC gaming and developing for gaming PCs. But what about the games that are not on PC, that are on Xbox One, that you can run on an Xbox One? Now, pretty much definitely is a brilliant idea that Microsoft, as soon as they get done releasing the Series X, consider adding more games to the list of backwards compatible games. I mean, it would be a really big deal if we start seeing Xbox Series X and S running Dead or Alive 4 and Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate and Dead or Alive 3 and Dead or Alive Extreme 2 alongside Dead or Alive 5 Last Round and Dead or Alive 6. That means more Dead or Alive games would basically be able to be played on an Xbox Series. If Microsoft manages to get backwards compatibility expanded to Dead or Alive games that were released on Xbox and Xbox 360, yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about more and more Dead or Alive fans grabbing a Series X or an S. Kevin Kenson released a video on his channel and ran and tested 20 games on the Xbox Series X. And the fact that you can totally have no issue running Panzer Dragoon Orta on your Xbox Series X, awesome. You have Sony being like, oh hey, we got Final Fantasy 16 coming out for the PlayStation 5 and it's going to be the grittiest. Oh yeah, Demon's Souls remake. Oh yeah, we got Spider-Man, and I'm sitting here like, you got caught for your shenanigans, and you're continuing to get caught for your fucking shenanigans. Like, look, Sony can miss me with that shenanigans. Like, I'm done. Sony did enough. Anyway, that's enough with my rambling for next generation consoles, and that's gonna be all for you guys, and I'll be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.